Laugh, Learn, Love podcast with Mr. and Mrs. Mister, where we believe in every season of life, especially marriage. You need to laugh, learn, and love. You're listening to your host, Mr. aka Jeffrey Mister. Right beside me is my wife of 14 years, 11 months. We're almost at 15. We're almost at 15 years married, y'all. Oh, we made it.
This is Mr. aka Dana Mister, and together we are the
Misters.
Misters.
Yeah. Today we got a great episode today, y'all. We're talking about, well, I don't know, if we could give a title to this, we could title it, My Wife Makes More Money Than Me. Oh, and we talk, because one of our MFs, one of our Mr. family has reached out to us for help. This is gonna be a great episode, and really just talking about like what's a man role, what's the wife's role, what's the husband role, what's the wife's role, how does it play out in your household? Who calls if it comes down to a decision?
So we
can't agree.
So society has put us in gender roles, huh?
It exists, whether you want to. Somebody's listening, watching right now, saying, "You know what? I don't believe in gender roles. We just do whatever." We're gonna see today. We're going to see today. I know I'm talking in a southern dialect, but please hear me clearly. We're going to see today, because some of us came up, and we can kind of talk and kind of kick into it too, just thinking, what does that feel? What does it look like for a husband when you close your eyes? You think of what a husband does. Name those things. When you think of what a wife does, so yeah, you finna say something. When you close your eyes, first thing. Let's do it real quick.
First thing.
Okay, you
gonna
close
make me close my eyes too long. They fell asleep.
You're gonna wake you up. See, women be falling asleep. See, that's another general thing. No, go ahead. What are you thinking when you think of a husband?
I would probably say, growing up, are probably based on what I've seen from my grandparents. I talked about my grandparents a lot, but a lot of it was my grandmother was responsible. She took care of the kids, cleaned the house,
so wife,
wash clothes. Make sure the kids got off to school. Cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
3 meals. Ooh.
Yeah. So made sure everybody went to church, Sunday school, everything.
So that was the woman.
And then for my grandfather, I noticed, cutting the grass, taking out the trash, working. Bringing home the bacon.
Yes. Or the vegan bacon.
Yes. And then from my mom's perspective, though, I saw her take care of everything. So so it kind of shifted. So I've seen, her taking care of, because, I was, like I say, it was just me and her for the first 12 years or whatnot. So that's the reason why, it all
makes sense now.
Yeah. So, so I've seen both sides.
Okay.
So I put it like that. I've seen both sides, the traditional, what society says a man or woman should do. Then I've seen it where at the end of the day, if you don't do these things, it won't get done. So you better do it yourself. So I've seen both sides.
Interesting. Yeah. So you got a little mix of both. Yeah. We talk about that today.
Yeah.
I've seen
what about you?
Some of the same things that you said, like in a traditional way. But my mom worked as well, so I've seen both parents work in this sense, and both people, putting together, just trying to make it there. So I've seen that typically still some of the same things, to where the husband was supposed to, the grass and stuff like that, and the traditional things. Like what else? Like garbage. What else do men do? Like not
taking out the trash.
Yeah, trash. I don't know why.
Cutting the grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, but a lot of women, a lot of wives are singing INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? They want to be independent. So I'm wondering now, does that independence mean that now if the trash is full and you see it before I do, you need to go get the trash, or is it still in the sense? Because that's what. But what I've seen is, though, men have had to take up a lot more of what the traditional women roles are. But there are still, if a spider get in here, hello. If a spider get in here, we gotta kill it. So
sometimes depends.
All the time. Jeff, it's a spider in here. So I don't know. We can talk more about that. So how are the gender roles in your home? And we're gonna get to a question.
Or do you believe in gender roles?
Do you believe in gender roles?
Some people don't believe in gender roles anymore. Some people say, hey, we're in this partnership together. We're going to accomplish these tasks together, and we're going to knock them out. So some people don't believe in gender roles. So,
What about the misters? Do we believe in gender roles?
I believe to a certain extent, but it's not like like for example, I put it like this: if I see trash piling up and you're not here, I'm gonna take out the trash, or I'm gonna take out the recycle. And for example, like today, you folded up the clothes, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, my grandfather would look down now. What are you doing?
I believe now. I think we take on. I don't necessarily. I believe we just say these as well. So with that being said, we may not believe in gender roles. It may be that we see a task needs to be done. Let's accomplish. I mean, because you cook, I cook. Like you know what I'm saying. So you give the kids a bath. You help with the kids, all of that stuff. So you know what? Gender roles may not exist in our family.
Maybe not. I thought we were coming. I thought we did, but now you're saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't.
I think when we initially started, I think we had more gender roles, but I think as life and time evolves,
almost making 15 years. Keep living.
You have to. I believe you want to do things to help your significant other.
For sure.
And so I think a lot of times when we put those gender roles, it put more strain on one partner or the other versus like, hey, we are a team. Let's accomplish this together. Because imagine this. Imagine like as a significant other, like you're totally just responsible for bills, right? You're just totally responsible.
That's all I got.
Like just imagine the stress, you know what I'm saying? That has like, for example, if you lose your job, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, or like the wife or the mother. Which don't get me wrong, I know moms we take on majority, but like imagine if that's what her main role was, working, take care of the kids and all of that. Imagine the stress. And that, I know it happens. So I want us, as a result of this conversation, my prayer is that people realize, hey, like for those who have jobs, I'm not knocking the whole gender roles, but what I'm saying is, what can you do to help your significant other? I think when we put our significant other in the box, we're like, oh no, you're responsible for mopping the floor and all of that stuff.
Hello,
like
I need that floor clean.
It's like as a wife, you should do this. As a wife, you should cook. As a wife, you should make sure that your kids are put together, all of that stuff. And it's like you put undue stress on us. So like let's go deeper.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see. Yeah. So every episode we like to laugh, learn, and love. Thank y'all for watching. If you're a first time listener or watch, we ask you to subscribe. Don't be shacking with us. Don't shack with us. And if you have been a long time listener, you're like, you know what? Because some of y'all stop us like, I love the podcast, but you ain't subscribed yet because you're shacking with us. Okay, go ahead and click that subscribe. Go ahead and script that subscribe. So we're gonna kick off every episode. We like to laugh, learn, and love on this podcast. And so we're gonna start off with a new game. New little kickoff is called a yes no game. We're gonna read questions and we're gonna say we have not talked about these yet. And we're gonna put up a yes if we believe this or no if we believe no. Okay. So all right, ready to kick us off? We got our yes no cards. If you're listening, we'll tell you what each person says. All right. So first question number 1. Should the wife fix her husband's plate? Bam. Yes, we both said yes. Okay, somebody's heard about that.
I don't have any problem fixing your plate.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know you fix my plate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But some women feel like that is being what you mean submissive, and they feel like I'm not. Listen, you were fixing your plate before you got here. You need to be fixing your plate now. So it's a married couple listening right now. It's about to start arguing about that. Keep listening. Both of us said yes. All right, we got the first question there. All right. Question 2. You may read or you gonna read?
Should the husband pay all the bills?
Should they pay all the household bills? What you got? Yes or no? Don't look at my answer. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hold it up. All right, we 2 for 2. No, we both picked no. I don't think the husband. I think this is a debate too. I talked with some older couples and they're like, the woman should never take her purse out for anything.
Really?
They said that. It's
Dang,
I'm gonna bring them on the podcast. I'm gonna bring you on the podcast because we need to debate that more. They felt like that. Because my question was, it was a young man who was married, and so the woman wanted to go out and stuff like that, but he didn't have any money, and so like they were like, well, he needed to get more money. I was like, wow, that's cold blooded. We're gonna keep going. We'll keep going the game because there's a question from one of our MFs, when I missed the family today, that's going to address about the topic of my wife makes more money.
Well, I think the question was, should they pay all the bills? And again, I think you should want to support. Some women believe, you know what I'm saying? But hey, whatever works for you. If it's a bill,
they say Destiny Child. Because some women are pushing back on. Hold on. Let me say this. I don't know if you saw this on social media. Some women are pushing back on Destiny Child's cater to you son, right? They saying that son needs to be banished. But I haven't heard any women talk about bills yet. They said nothing about that. Cause they get, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. The Katie is like, I'm not finna give him no foot massage, and I don't know, you know the song, the lyrics to Katie. So y'all listen. Okay, all right. Number three. Should the wife be the primary caretaker of the kids? Boom. No.
We both said no.
No. Which I think we may be unique. I think some people.
Yeah, we're very unique when it comes to this.
I think some people are like, man, listen, I dropped it. I pay for some shoes. I do like that. Yeah. That's the extent of what I have. And you know, most of my friends have never seen a guy do that. So they still no excuse, but it's no thing right there. So yeah. If you had these kids. And plus you want
it was 50-50. And then at one point in time they came out looking like Jeff. Oh yeah, he gonna take care of
they still look like me, boy. They still look like me. Get your mind right. Okay, come on, keep it going. Okay.
Should the husband be the only one to take out the trash?
Ooh. I say no. All right, we make it. We're not looking into the cars. I say no. I think the trash built up, and that's one thing that
well, first of all, I'm the type of person. If I see trash build up and Jeff not here, I'm gonna take it out because I
appreciate that about you. I
don't want nothing piling up. Look, I don't need no bugs coming in my house or none of that. So
I don't know if I would have put a ring on your finger if that would have not been the case. You know that? Because I feel like that's one thing that I look for coming up of like if something happened, you know, like
something needs to be done.
So I wanted somebody in the sense of that. So I appreciate that about you. And so, but also too, I always want people to, because some folks just stack up. You ever seen somebody have a stack of garbage? You'll go to the house and they just put more on top of it like they're playing Jenga and trying not to knock the trash over. That's what happens. And so if you're not careful, if you may be married to that person, but that doesn't mean they have to stay that way. That don't mean you have to stay that way if you're that person too. So we're gonna push out there, all right?
Let's see.
All right, what number we on? 5?
5.
All right.
Should the wife do all the sweeping and mopping at home?
First difference, yes.
What?
I figured you might say no. I think, well, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Jeff has, in 15 years, in 15 years that we've been married.
Story time, guys. Story time. Get your popcorn.
I believe that Jeff has only probably, he sweeps a little bit more, but he's only mopped the house one time.
I mopped it several times. And what about, let me tell you, first of all, I keep receipts, boo. I knew this, but that's the point I was trying to make. With that thing.
It's been less than.
I think about a couple months ago with the little with the steam mop.
Oh, okay. So twice.
It's several times, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is there are things that we have in this household. Accidentally, how many times she cleaned the refrigerator out? 0.2 times the whole career, but she ain't gonna mention that.
Should the husband be responsible?
Hold on, boo. See that? You see she try to go on when they flip reverse. That's it. Should the husband be responsible for all car maintenance? Here we go. Boom. Okay, we both said no.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, I have to remember I've seen both sides. So
that's good. I'm glad you did.
So for me, I mean, I take my car to Firestone and let them change my oil and that sort of thing.
Firestone is not a.
I take them to the maintenance place and let it, you know what I'm saying, and let them, do what it needs to do. Or I go by the car wash and get my car washed.
This is a hard line for some people though. Yeah. Some people believe that they've seen their father just put some men, they take the car.
Which I commend those, I commend those people who, who say, oh, I got to wait till my husband to put gas in my car and stuff like that. Again, that's not what I saw. So my thing is, that's one of the reasons why I went and got a car. I don't have to worry about gas no more. I have to go to the gas station. But
not even know how to put gas in the car. I think about this. If you're going to drive the car, you need to have some reference to what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but no knock to anybody else.
Yeah, but I think that's cool though. I think that's commendable because I admire that because I know even some of my uncles and stuff, they'll go, they'll fill up my aunt's car or they'll take her to the maintenance place to change the oil and all of that stuff. And I think that's cool. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think you should know how to do those things. Because what you don't want to happen is, and this is for all ladies, this is just a little tidbit note. You don't want anything to happen to your significant other. That's man or female. And then you wonder oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that. Because I've seen that too many times where you have to figure out, you have to maneuver your way because you didn't have to do anything, whether man or female. So I'm great. You know, that's one of the things that we both like. Jeff knows, like, even who to contact to do Malia hair. You know what I'm saying? Like those things.
Yeah,
so
I wash the hair.
Yeah, you know, wash hair and all that stuff. So. You know,
Fathers Day, shout out to all the fathers.
It's Father's Day weekend.
So salute to all the fathers out there. I see you. You holding it down. You don't get the credit you deserve sometimes out here in this thing, but you keep going. We almost there, y'all. Should the wife be responsible for all the cooking? I say no, fellas. Don't be out here starving. A lot of y'all, listen. Your malnutrition. People are sending 35 cents a day to keep you alive. Don't let that woman be out there getting that place. We keep going. I think we're getting the same book. Number 8 is, should the husband be the major initiator of sex? I said no, Dana said yes. So, listen, this is we should do a whole other episode of this part here. They say, why you say yes, Dana? Go ahead, just give a quick snapshot.
Because.
Why you get low?
I'm dancing in distress. And so, you know, it's the husband's responsibility to get that thing popping and cracking.
That's something that's one of the lies from the pits up here, one of the bottom people there right there. They get to the place. We're going to talk about this more. Women, I was talking to somebody too, they were saying that out of 10 times, the man initiates 9.5 times. Women, what are y'all doing? And it's because women have not been taught how to initiate sex. We need women out there that's willing to teach women, saying, "Hey, girl, you get that thing pop. You get that thing." Would you go to a class if you had a lady like, "This is what you need to do"? I would sponsor some class like that. Would you go to the class?
Of course, baby.
Listen, it's recorded. We got this down. Let's do. Should the wife always ride the newest car? I would say, okay. Dana said yes. I said no. And I say no because I think they should have the vehicle, but I think if every time they get the newest car, as a man, when would you ever have a new car? So you could be you could work your finger to the bone and die, and they get the life insurance money.
You should want your significant other, you know, especially it's dangerous out there. It's dangerous out there.
You don't have to have the newest car not to be dangerous.
So you want to make sure that your significant other is.
Oh, what y'all think? But
so what's going to happen in our household?
So what I'm saying is, what I'm talking about this right here is, if you had a newest car, that means you're more of a target out there in the streets. That brother's looking out to make sure you're not a target. If he puts you in that 72 Gremlin, then
do not put nobody in no 72 Gremlin.
And you keep
82, 892.
Men have been pushed. That's why I say it's another thing. We give up all this stuff, and so. You're talking about initiated sex. I think a man who is doing all these things, he should have unlimited pass over to them yams. He should come over and be like, you know what? You got the new car? Do what you asked for. Pay all the bills.
All right.
Last one of these.
Should the husband have the final say-so in the agreement?
Ooh, this has been somebody about to be upset. Should the husband have the final say-so in the agreement? 1, 2, 3. Flip it up. Wow. I said yes. Dana says no.
Damn, we disagreed on these last.
The last, because that's when it started. Break it down. This is some of the most controversial ones at the end. Should the husband have the last say so? I say yes or no. Okay, why you? I say yes because if something go wrong, this is what happens to us sometimes. When something go wrong,
but I think the Bible says
that. You think the Bible. Now you know. No, you don't think the Bible says nothing. You knew what the Bible says on this. That's what. But that's the fact. Who has the final say so in your house? Oh, somebody about to get a fight. Don't swing. Watch out. Look out. Who has the final say so? I think is if it's order, right? So God, husband, wife, and there's nothing against that piece because you gotta have somebody that's your backbone, that's holding you down, that's secure, that is able to provide wisdom and advice when you in those things, and it's also taking in consideration what your wife says, fellas. So don't use that as no dictatorship. So it's like talking to him, but at the end of the day, I gotta make a decision on what happens because if it falls down, like sometimes it happens. I knew I should have went that way. I'm like, well, that's the part of leadership. You know what I'm saying? When you win it, you don't get all the credit. When you lose, your name is on the front paper. I knew. So, ladies, don't go back on it. Trust him. If you trust him, if you giving him some kids, if you give it to the place right there, you see how quiet it get in here? Ooh, it get quiet when I start saying something. But if you give him some kids, you need to trust him before you give him some kids. You need to trust him before you say yes. Don't say yes to me when I get on bended knee. When I'm down on bended knee. Okay, so hold on. So we're gonna transition to. You got to tell him. You see, she didn't say nothing on this side. Why you say that? You gonna come with something? Okay, we finna go to the letter y'all wrote in. This is where. Ooh, let me wipe my brow. MF help me. MF help me. With this, are you gonna read it with the? Because I need you to read this with energy. You gotta read this like you got the energy. Okay. MF help me. If you have a question too, please email us, or you can send us a DM at mr.mrs.mistr, Mr. Mrs. Mr. on Instagram. So yeah, you can send it to us. Yep.
Hey, misters and fellow Mr. fans.
That's MF. Read like I say.
Okay. I need your help. My wife of 3 years makes $20,000 more than I do, but still expects me to pay for everything when we go out.
Trifling.
She says that her father told her that the man is supposed to pay every time they go out. I don't mind paying, but her choice of restaurants has gotten expensive since she got the raise.
Where's she at?
How do I be the man when she's bringing home the bacon? MF help me.
MF help me. Thank you for writing in, brother. This brother's hurting. If you don't mind, go ahead and address this first real quick. I'm gonna address this and say this brother he's making $20,000 less than his lady, his wife. Man, she still expects him to pay for every single thing. And one thing that happens is, ladies, when you make a little more money, some of y'all, your taste buds get bougie. It means you want a little something more than what you had before. Hamburger helper used to be good for you before, but now you gotta have lobster for breakfast and everything. You gotta go to brunch all the time. You gotta have mimosas now when you used to be good with the blue top we used to drink before, a little wine, a little Moscato we used to have, or whatever like that. So used to be good with that. Now you gotta have these other things. So this brother is crying out to us for help, and I'm going to speak to this right here. This brother needs to have a real serious conversation with this place, because this lady thinking this is what happens too. This is the negative side of this side. I wouldn't mind if Dana did make more money than me. You know what I'm saying? I got no problem with that, because that means now that's a little bit less off my plate. They can take it that place, because I know a man. I feel secure in who I am, but I also know that hey, now we can pay these bills off sooner. Now we can get out. You know, you can do things you can do together, but it takes getting out of those traditional roads. She is looking for what she saw in her father. Now the thing is, if she want her dad to move in, you act like that. You want your father to move in, let him move in. But in this house, baby, and you grab your belt like this and you put it up on yourself right there. You look and you say, Big Daddy energy walking in here, baby. You tell her just like that. You say, hey, listen, you're making $20,000 more than me, baby. But listen, all right, I love you, and I'm still the man in this house. All right, just like Martin told Cole on Martin, and that's gonna get out of the place. But y'all need to have a serious conversation. So seriously, have a conversation saying, hey, like, how can we balance this thing out? I'm your cheerleader. I love that you make a great amount of money at this place, and I love what you do for a living. I want to support you as a person, as a wife for me. But I need some things as well, fellas. And don't be afraid to talk to her like that. Mister, what do you say in this situation? Oh, she got me hot. Oh, I'm bubbling.
You bubbling?
I'm bubbling inside. Because this brother, and this is what, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to take it. Go ahead. Go ahead and dress it before I...
Well, I think a couple of things there are some things that's missing here. I think one thing, though, is the fact that apparently he has been fined for paying for everything for the past 3 years. And hold on.
When you say fine, I'm just asking for clarity when you say fine.
So he's been doing it, whether he's been fined or not, but he's been doing it for the past 3 years.
People getting beat.
And so, hold on, you said.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I told you I'm angry.
So what I'm saying is, once you start something, you have to pretty much continue. I'm just saying. You asked my honest opinion. Right. I don't know when she started making the $20,000. It just says she's making more than $20,000. So apparently, the way that it's written, it seems like it's for the past 3 years she's been making $20K or more. Okay. So my thing is, he has started this. Whether he knew what she was making or not. But he decided to provide this for her. And my thing is, ladies, men, before you enter into any type of relationship, you need to make sure you decide how are we going to discuss finances.
That's true.
I think, are we going to do everything 50-50? Are we combining everything together? Are we going to have a joint account? We done talked about this before. Are we going to have one joint account? Or we have our own personal account with fund money? That sort of thing. So my thing is, these type of questions should have been discussed at the beginning. It didn't say, oh, hold on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It didn't say, all of a sudden, All of it doesn't say, oh, okay, when she started making, this is contingent upon if you make $20,000 more. No, sir.
I don't think we talked about that.
You decided, sir, to provide this amazing living to this amazing woman.
Amazing.
And I'm just putting out there. Apparently you love her. They've been married for 3 years. So all I'm stating is, sir, now if you want to go, I guess now you put yourself in this situation. You got to put yourself in this situation. So what you can do now, I'm just trying to help you now. Now you want me to help you.
I'm waiting for the help to come forward.
What you need to do is go and you need to sit down with her and communicate with her and say, hey, I love the relationship that we have, all that stuff, and whatever, say what you say. And then pretty much just say, hey, but I need some help. Apparently you're stating that you need some help now.
It's just not fair.
So, but he decided for the past 3 years he was going to do that for her. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he decided. My thing is this. He decided because when she's made this statement, her dad said, what is it? She said, so her father told her that the man is supposed to, every time they go out. Okay.
When you get married, you leave your father and mother and you choose who you with.
But what I'm saying is,
I read the Bible though?
But what I'm saying is though, before you get married, guess what you go? You go through a dating phase, you go through an engagement phase. And so hold on.
But she wasn't making $20,000 at the time.
Okay, but that's not what it says. Hold on. But what I'm stating is, whether that you go through the dating phase and you go through the engaged phase, it does not matter how much she's making. He decided to pay for everything. Hold on. He decided to pay for everything. In dating, he went on and he paid for everything.
So you penalized him.
No, I'm not penalizing anything.
You're saying because he started it.
But what I'm saying is, what he started something. And my thing is, you have to communicate this. Okay, for example. Prime example. Okay. When you and I were dating, when we were dating, did you ever pay for all the meals?
No.
Exactly. Hold on. So my thing is, because we decided, hey, you pay sometimes, I pay sometimes. Sure. Sometimes we even just went Dutch. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we were young in 20s. You pay, I pay me.
I can't afford cheese on that.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm stating is, most of the times when you're in a dating relationship, whether you're dating, you go through phases of life.
You do go through phases of life.
You go through dating phase, you go through the engagement phase. And so by that time, and then now they've been married for 3 years. So, sir, I'm just going to estimate it to say, y'all probably been together for 5 years. Contemplating that a year for this. So all I'm stating is, I'm not saying, but it doesn't say. The letter does not say.
Sure. It just says
to it, yeah.
But what I'm just trying to get to say is, what you're basically saying to guys who are listening, saying, you know what? Start low so you can never be pigeonholed into something you can't keep going. Because this brother was trying to show, you know what? I want to get some points. We always trying to win points with y'all. You know, those points can be.
But 4 years,
it can be. That's showing he likes the girl, so he's trying to do that point. What he's saying is, he probably looking at it and saying, you know what? I cannot keep this up. So he may be getting credit card debt. He may be doing whatever the situation is. He can't keep this up.
Well, I'm trying to help him out. I said, now it's time for you to communicate. I was just trying to help the people.
But you didn't say nothing to the lady saying, you know what? Maybe your expectations are saying, since you make $20,000. For example, right now, let's say you get granted, let's say you make extra $100,000 what you make right now. Would you say, then at that point in time, let's say with this couple, you start making $100,000 more, and I've been taking little rolls of coins, you know, you have and bust the coins open at the restaurant to pay for the meals. I've been stretching that dollar money. You make $100,000 more. Is the expectation still for me to pay for everything?
Not. But the thing is,
how is that different? But
we're in a different.
How is that different?
Hold on, John. We're in a whole different situation because again, what did that say? When we were dating, we both. We're going. I'm just stating, baby. I'm just telling. I'm just stating.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and men, and this is for ladies and men.
So when you stuck.
I'm not stating that.
What you say? Be clear.
I'm being very clear.
Please do.
I'm stating, whether you start stuff, it's going to be challenging to stop what you started. That's all I'm saying. It's still be challenging. So what I'm telling you now, I'm trying to help you out. Now it's time for you. If you feel like you can no longer do this whole 20,000, whatever, you can no longer. Now you may say, hey, babe, I appreciate you. I commend you. You rocking it. You know, you doing your thing with your career, everything. I need some help. You know what I'm saying? And just be very honest, have a radical conversation on all of that.
I'm with you on a real conversation. I just think that the expectation is there that he should pay. Like when his brother is putting out coins like 25, 50, 75, like she could be like, you know what, baby? Look, I just got money to blow with this. I don't know if she got money to blow, but I have extra money that I can pay. Don't worry about that. I love you too. I appreciate the help you got. It's no onus on the woman. What I'm saying is, it's onus on the man, on the husband to come through. Like it's supposed to come through when it's something that needs to come out. Like that bills, and that cater to you side. This brother could be, like I said, this brother, he reached out to us, he's struggling. He wants some advice with that. You keep on doing, but you got to have a conversation today. Mm-hmm. Y'all watch this episode and be like, man, what you think? He be like, hold on, you talking about us? That's us we talking about. Whatever it is, whatever the case may be, but you make sure you had a conversation to get down.
Yes.
Please let us know what y'all think. This is hot. This is hot time. I can't believe some of it. I agree with what Dana's saying. I'm saying it's some onus on the woman too. Definitely the man had a conversation, baby, listen, we can't go get no lobster tonight. We need to go get a number 2. We need to go get something. And we need to be good just in the company we have. But unless, I don't know, maybe I can do something, but I'm not going to be able to do it every single week or 4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the expectation is. Y'all need to have a conversation. All right? Love each other. Watch this episode together. That's to be the main thing right there. So, all right. Yeah. Woo. Got in there right there. Let's jump into it now, right? We like to listen. We laugh, learn, and love every episode with Mr. and Mrs. Mills. We're going to jump to the learning part here. Gender roles. We've been talking about gender roles in terms of what do you think? We kind of already addressed that earlier, thinking about you saw a traditional piece with your grandparents, and your mom, for the most part, for 12 years was doing it herself, which I appreciate that now, because you get a chance, it is not so foreign on that.
You whip the benefit of it.
Some of it, I think you get both sides. But
you do.
There's another side to it too.
There's another side
to it too. Quick little story. At one time, they didn't want the grass cut. And one thing is, when you have somebody who's seen it done independently, they want it on their time sometimes until they get to a place to do it. I was like, I'm going to get it cut. She like, I want it cut right now. I want the grass cut right now.
It probably was some days.
You didn't sound like that?
Probably was some days.
You didn't sound like, oh, one of the days?
It was probably with some days.
It was like literally 15 minutes.
No, it was.
Oh, the grass ain't cut yet? Okay. Oh, I'll go out there and cut it myself. See, this is how Lord will humble you, right? So she goes out there cutting it. And then, what's that sound, you ask yourself? She dropped her cell phone at that point in time.
It was the Samsung Galaxy too, the very first one.
Yeah, Samsung Galaxy .25, the first one. Oh, was it Galaxy? Yeah.
It was the Samsung Galaxy. It was the very first one.
Boy, listen, if you never heard a lawnmower blade get to a cell phone, because they don't make them like the old Nokias. The old Nokias, you could drop it off the Empire State Building, you could run it over, burn it, stab it, get a dragon on Game of Thrones and burn it, it'll still be existing. When I tell you that new Samsung, I don't know what they service part did. She was out there. And so she came inside. Look what you made me do to my phone. I was like, what? And this is how the gender roles go to this place. But I was getting to the place of what you see growing up. Did you see your mama cutting grass?
Yeah, of course.
There it is then. There's the Gigi, you see, you cost it her phone.
Of course she did. I cut grass growing up.
And so, but did you see your mama cut her phone up when she was cutting
grass? No, I didn't see her cut her phone up.
So that plays a role in what you're doing, what you're thinking. So that couple we talk about of the MF Help Me segment, and what y'all may be talking about right now, you watch this and listen to this, or you single, you thinking, how does what I see or what I saw growing up impact how I'm going to be in a relationship, or maybe you're married right now and you got that place right now. Some stats. I got some stats right now. A study conducted in 2000 by Amato, Booth, and Rogers and Stanley found that 61% of husbands, 74% of wives reported that husbands sometimes had the final word. While 65% of husbands and 70% of wives reported that wives sometimes have the final word as well. Now, I'm going to stop there for a second. So, address that. So, many women want to have the independence, they say, but I think deep down, tell me if I'm wrong, they want a man that's going to be a man. When I say be a man, let me be clear about that, because they can have a whole different connotation now in terms of like, they want somebody to take charge. They may not say it, but they want that, fellas. But they don't want... It's a line though. Like on Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, they may want that, and just depends on their friend like that. What do you think? You think I'm?
No, I believe as women, we want somebody to help us make some decisions. You know what I'm saying? I do. I believe we do want somebody. Again, I think we want somebody. Well, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. Okay, I want a partnership. And my thing is to where in a companionship where where you have somebody that if you come across a challenging situation, like if I come across something challenging that I can't figure it out on my own, I feel like I should be able to come to you and you should be able to walk me through it, right? Like just help me walk me through it. So, or even if something in regards to the household, I feel like there's something that we should be able to walk through together to make a decision together. My prayer is that we do come to the same agreement, but sometimes it doesn't always happen.
So how hard? Scale 1 to 10. Let me ask you.
When it doesn't work out, that's it. A scale of 1 to 10.
Scale 1 to 10. 10 being the hardest thing. So when we don't agree,
15.
It's you're saying it's 15 for you to say, you know what, I want to do this and Jeff want to do this. I'm gonna take Jeff's way of doing it.
No, I rarely ever say I want to take Jeff's.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the point. Where do you think that comes from? Then what's the root? Let's go back.
Because I'm used to it's in me to make decisions,
and that's what we do.
That's what we conflict.
We buck heads on this. Yes. This is what we
because I am used to making decisions,
and I don't need that. I don't need you to use that skill. It's good you have that in your repertoire. What I tell is this: it's good you to have the pistol in there. I don't need you to be the shooter. I got it. I got that part about it. You know what I'm saying? And not just if something happened, it's not real. But I'm just saying in terms of you can have that skill set, that strength, but still not have to use it and flex that muscle when you have it. It still be a strength. And so I see. Look out! I see your face like this. If you're listening, just imagine. Close your eyes to what I'm talking about. And so, but the point that I'm making is. That's the cost I was saying of having somebody who has some independence. I wanted somebody who has some independence because doing comedy, doing stuff like that, like I don't want things to shut down when I'm not there.
He wants somebody that held it down.
Yes, exactly. I don't want things to shut down when I'm not there, but I also don't want somebody that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say number 2 because it sounds subordinate, but I don't want a partner who wants to like. I can be. Oh, this is what we started when we first started getting married. I was saying I'm the CEO, you the C. I want to say
CFO.
Yeah, CFO, whatever in that sense. We was trying to work out, and so, but that don't mean right at the end of the day. Elon Musk, when it come down to it, he made a great CFO. He made a great example. And if a good CEO is going to take that knowledge and wisdom and talk back forth, we're going to talk back in war. You have those people talking back, they're going back through. We have discussions about that. But at the end of the day, you know who they going to talk about when the stock crash or the stock go up? Elon Musk is going to get that. And so if the Mr. Pella go down, you know what they're going to say? Jeffrey Mr. going to get that part. So as a man, you got to take you may have to take some of that chirping. But at the end of the year, say, it is what it is, baby. You give a little sugar and say, I like you, I love you, I want you, and give a little sugar, bro, and go from there. But that's the part that is hard for some. If you single right now, listen, you like, You probably need to get in a relationship yet until you can say, if you're going to say yes, let me see your hand. You got your hand? Bam. If you're going to say yes, you're saying yes to, I trust you to make the decision when we don't agree. But do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? I need, hold on. Pause, time out. Do you or do you not agree with that situation like that? We got the candles, we got the little plant with the little sticker bars on it. Do you agree or not agree with that? Am I not speaking truth? Am I speaking truth or not? I mean,
according
I'm not above
the Bible, yes.
Thank you, Bible. Now I'm asking Dana, is it, why is it so hard? What's the root? Because I think you can speak for other people. Tell me the root cause of
it's just not in my nature. It's not. And so it's hard for me. Now for some women, it's releasing control. It's releasing all of that. So my thing is,
what's your fear gonna happen if you release the control?
And my whole thing is like, you trust me to hold it down for some things, but you don't trust me to make a decision for other things.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so that's right.
Let me be clear what I'm saying, because this is somebody's fighting right now. Y'all stop fighting and listen to what I'm about to tell you. Okay, put your hand down. Put that down. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's not that I don't trust you to make those decisions. Mm-hmm. It's just like what I said, Elon Musk with Tesla. He has to make the final. So it is a good general will talk to his other general and so he gets some information. Mm-hmm. And I'll collect that at the end of the day, because it's just the way we design. Mm-hmm. Women are more emotional than men are more logical. Typically, not all the time. I've seen some emotional men, I've seen some logical women. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for the most part, if you have a man you trust and he's proven himself over and over and over and over and over again. You need to say, you know what? Man, God, you put us together. I trust what my man has here, and I'm going to operate like that. That's the hard part. So it's starting first at saying it. Because in AA, when you go to AA and they say, hello, my name is Jeffrey, I'm an alcoholic. Not an alcoholic. No shade or no judgment here in this room. But I'm just saying that is the place you got to start from. So Dana, would you like to break the chains for a lot of women that's listening right now? Break the chains and say, my name is Dana Mister, and I am a controlaholic. You can start with that.
Yeah,
you can start with that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am Dana Mister, and I love to control things. I am a controlaholic.
Wow. See? Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm. I know I am.
Now, when it comes up, though, can you remember this conversation when it comes up?
I would do my best.
I'm going to bring it back up to you, remember? And so being able to use that place of that's where the chunk of it comes from. It says couples generally fall into one of two camps: traditional perspective, right? And then contemporary view that men and women are equal and have shared responsibilities. Which one did your parents fall in? So did your parents fall in traditional or like a shared responsibility? You kind of already answered earlier saying, well, no, you didn't answer that yet.
My grandparents was definitely a traditional.
Okay.
My mom, for the most part, she was definitely the INDEPEDENT.
Oh, you just misspelled it, but I got you.
Yeah, that way. And
do you know what that means?
I think when she got married, my mom still made a lot of the decisions, though.
Let me ask you this question.
Like my stepfather was the breadwinner, but it was kind of like the role was he was the breadwinner, but she made a lot of the decisions.
I was touching your leg because I wanted to touch on your leg, but I also wanted to get a question. Mm-hmm. Do you think your mom, which you emulated a lot of the mannerisms of what you just shared in that place right there, and those things, which is a lot of strength, but there's also things in the place that could be hindrance. Do you think your mom could have survived with somebody like me in the way that we've operated together? And do you think your mom could relinquish control to somebody that, like, all the things you mentioned, you doing this, he's in line with God and working, he's doing all those things?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Do you think she could have relinquished control? So that's a good question to think about. I'd love to hear your response about that. So, and which one do we fall in? We kind of tapped in already of which one we fall in. We fall in more of a share role. We got our portion on those last things. So, plates, we're fixing plates and stuff. We got into a place of, I think we'll get the little piece there.
Yeah, but I definitely believe, for the most part, we're definitely in a shared role.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that's, to me, like, one of the reasons why I want to get married was for a partnership. I never wanted to be somebody who was just, like, there's a blues song. I can't think of the name of the guy. He's saying, I'll pay your something. I said, if I can find, let me pay. He's paying everything for it. Like, I'm like, what role does she do? Like, that'd be my thing is, what good?
Well, first of all, Jeffrey, you too cheap to do to take it.
And I came in the way it was never under sheep's clothing that you would believe that the whole thing. But I think I bring in more as, like, I don't demand, like, tell me the things that I demand out of a relationship. What do you think that's the things I demand?
You don't really demand anything.
So that's the point.
But I think it's because we have the shared responsibility, though. I feel like that if you were taking more responsibility, you would probably demand more.
That's why I don't. That's part of what my thinking is. My part of thinking is, like, okay, because after I switched over, like, my diet and stuff, I mean, like, I find my food, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't require that. Like, I wash my own clothes. Like, I don't require much of anything outside the other things. So it's like, for me to then be required of 100 other things, it's like, well, you get the pass. You get a lot of other passes, so you kind of get that place. So where are you? Where are you on your gender roles? Where are y'all in a relationship? And yours may be completely different now. We're not saying this is the perfect silver bullet recipe.
No, like we still has some challenges.
We still bucking heads on some things.
Shared roles does have some challenges.
It does. Yeah. It does. And I was trying to find that song there.
You really trying to get that?
I want to. Oh, here's let me take care of you.
So in the case that we can't agree, Who gets the final say so?
Who gets the final say so? This is by Highway Heavy.
I'll tell you like you tell me. He ain't sponsored this.
Love and treat you. I want to take care. So this brother right here, he shares his love by like completely taking care of a woman. She has no, like she wakes up, he probably cuts the steak up to make sure she don't get choked. To me, you're not creating somebody that's strong. To me, like God don't even do it to us. Like God don't be like, you know what, you got no responsibilities. You make. If you take it, if you do your kids like that, if you never make them strong like that, I feel like the same relationship. If you don't give people a chance to grow and do stuff like
that, it's growth and progress. I mean,
it's growth and challenge.
It's struggle.
Yes, yeah. And then, let me hug you. See, it's growth and struggle. And if you don't go through those struggles, then you stay in that same place. And you'll be like, Highway Heavy is called Let Me Take Care. Go and listen to that song and let me know what you think about that. I listened, my mouth was open for 5 minutes listening to this song. He talking about some, let me, hold on. I was trying to find, what's up? Hold on. Watch this. He said he gave her $400 for doing it birthday. Then he gave her $350 to go find some shoes with that purse.
To match the purse.
Listen, brother. Hey, you messing up for everybody. And I mean that with the core of my being. So if you argue through this whole thing too, if you got to it, still keep talking about it, still keep communicating. Your homework is communicate your expectations for all roles in the house. If you're a lady and you're doing all those things and you're like, oh, I wish he would clean up after himself, but you're only talking in a reactive state. You never come in preactive.
Preactive.
That came out so smooth. To proactive approach, and having a conversation where you're not accusing, and like you learned in some of the previous episodes, go back and watch when you're missing, using I statements and saying, you know what, I really appreciate what you're doing out here. It would really help me when you do blank, blank, blank. When you come in and you help. 2 days a week. Me and we like logistical things. Okay, 2 days, I can check this off. I'm good with it. Don't just give us blanket statements. And women, you have everything for the women. If you, well, it's for the men on the other side. Whatever be on the other side. So, and if yours is, you know what? I really like it when you initiate sex. So, and just being able to communicate that without it being threatened. So, that's your homework. Determine if it's, and then one thing, determine if it's realistic. Is what I'm asking realistic, or is it unrealistic? And listen to the expectations of roles from your partner as well. Don't go in there telling them, I need these 4 things going, and they tell you.
Don't go in demanding.
Yes, and it's like you said, a partnership is working out and trying to get that place. And don't give them 4 things, and they tell you, well, you know what? I really like you cook. All right. This ain't what the podcast about. What you ain't doing, and not what I'm doing. Many times I do that in church before everybody else doing that. So if you argue this episode, which you probably did, and you probably still argue right now, I want you to stop what you're doing. Stop talking to you. Stop talking. Both of you, stop talking. Look at each other in the eyes. We're gonna do the Mr. Munch. We end every episode like this so we can get back on track. You can get the yams. You need to get the yams and sugar. Whatever you get some sugar. All right? If they sleeping, you still may be able to get some yams. Look in their eyes. Looking at, I like you, I love you, and I want you.
He's so out of order.
You gotta be out here. So man, listen, we love you. God loves you. Please keep writing us. Let us know what you're going through. We love to help. This is a great episode. It's a great topic for us to talk about and discuss. If you want to hear your own topic, it doesn't have to be anything. We don't have to put your name on it. Like there was no name attached to this, so you don't have to feel bad about anything. We want to normalize. Listen, every marriage goes through something. Every marriage goes through something. Don't look at the Instagram picture you see folks on the beach. I mean, we be on the beach too. We still buck heads about the stuff that's going on.
We buck heads at the beach.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to buck something else, you know what I'm saying? But she just can't get it. So we love you, man. God loves you. Ain't nothing you can do about it, all right? Wow.